It's the final countdown until the baby comes. That's right. I am 36 weeks pregnant at the time of this recording, so really I only have like 4 weeks left. In this video, I'm going to be covering mindset, finances, the symptoms, and then of course I'm going to give you a quick bump shot. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt, live payment free, and budget for a baby, because that's exactly what's going on right now. If you are new to this channel and you want to learn all things debt-free living, then you best scroll down and hit that red subscribe button. So I'm kind of switching around the order of how I'm presenting things in this video because mindset has definitely been like top of mind for the past week. And that's because I've had a lot of changes happen that were unexpected and trying to deal with that in a healthy way. So if you didn't check out my stories over on Instagram and my pregnancy highlight, then this is what's going on. I've been working with an obstetrician whom I'm absolutely loved. We just got each other. She got my vibe and energy. And then she dropped a bomb on me last week and said that the hospital would not be renewing her contract. So no malpractice or anything like that, but she thinks it's a financial play because she's one of the highest paid obstetricians in the network. And therefore her last day is March 12th. And I am due March 24th, or end of March. That's the estimated due date. And she would no longer be really helping me out through the end of my pregnancy. And while I really felt connected to this particular OB, I knew that there was still a chance that she may not be able to deliver my baby. And also I had really strong feelings about transferring to the midwife's unit within my hospital kind of early on in pregnancy, but I still had really strong feelings about my OB. So I was like, no, just stick with it and we'll see how this goes. But things are just happening because I called the midwife's unit and they normally don't take any patients past 34 weeks. But considering this was kind of out of my control and out of my doctor's control, they reviewed my charts. They saw that I'm very boring, low risk pregnancy. And thankfully they took me on, and I feel like this truly is where me and baby are meant to be. But having that last minute change within literally the last month of pregnancy was kind of scary because you're being introduced to new care providers and you're trying to figure out whether or not you're going to vibe with that care provider. And so I had my first midwife appointment yesterday, and this woman was so thorough, took the time to answer my questions, and just really spent some time getting to know me, my medical history, and my background. And we found out that baby is head down already in the anterior position, which means their back and their booty are facing out, which is what you want for a nice, normal, healthy birth. And I was very happy to hear that. It made me feel so reassured that my body and my baby know exactly what's going on and that we're making this choice together. Me and the baby are making this choice together to go through the midwife's route. And what's great about this is I will still be in my same hospital and I will still be on the same floor. It's just a slightly different room. So the birthing center room that I will be in now has a tub instead of a shower. But other than that, we've got very similar things going on in the birthing center room as we do in the labor and delivery room, except I feel like we have a little bit more flexibility in eating and drinking and just keeping things very zen, very calm. It's going to be an incredible experience. Okay, so let's talk about symptoms. Boy, oh boy, is it getting hard to walk. Let me tell you. So I work with a pelvic floor physical therapist, and she's pretty sure after working with me that I pulled my right hip flexor and groin. So it's made it very hard to walk at my normal pace. It's been hard to get in and out of cars, but especially hard to sleep. And I'm rolling from one side to the other constantly. And last night I was telling Kyle, because we've been sleeping in separate bedrooms, because I am so all over the place when it comes to sleep, and no need to bother him if he's trying to sleep. So I feel like I can fall asleep very easily, and that's no big deal. And then I get up once to pee, and then I go back to bed, and it seems like in the early morning hours is when I'm tossing and turning the most and really feeling a lot of soreness on my hips. And that's kind of been a constant thing this past trimester. So I know things are just like expanding out and opening for obvious reasons. And it's just kind of one of those soreness things that comes and goes. It's more of an annoyance than anything else. I'm also feeling some intermittent pressure on my bladder now that baby's head is down. I really do sometimes feel pressure on my bladder, and so I'm having to go to the bathroom a lot. And then this past week I've noticed that my hands and feet have been a little bit more swollen than usual, so I couldn't even put on my wedding ring. And I used to have to wear a spacer, like a little silicone spacer in my wedding ring, because it was so loose before, but now I couldn't even get it on today. I could force it on, but I'm like, let's not do that. Let's opt with one of my other rings that is actually kind of cool. It's a wave. Also, you could probably hear I'm kind of like out of breath, and right now I'm feeling some shortness of breath because baby's feet and legs are really high up in my diaphragm, and so it's making it a little bit harder to breathe. People say that, you know, the kicking around the ribs and stuff, I really don't feel that. I feel like the baby's legs are in front of the ribs and not really pushing on them. It's more pushing like upward into my lung diaphragm area. So it's getting cramped, you guys, and I hope that there's not going to be much more growth within the next couple of weeks. We shall see. According to the midwife appointment yesterday, I've gained just over 20 pounds. And so hopefully by the end of this, I'll be right around 25-ish pounds in total weight gain, which is awesome. All right, let's go ahead and talk about finances, and I'll give you an update on how much I've spent so far in pregnancy. All right, so for supplies, I've spent $245. In my last pregnancy update video, I mentioned that supplies really encompasses anything from Epsom salt to prenatal vitamins, anything that I don't normally buy but that I would totally buy during pregnancy goes into the supplies category. Then for education, we spent $168. This includes virtual childcare and childbirth classes. Kyle and I have taken a ton of childbirth classes through our hospital, and all of them have been online, and thank God for that, because some of these classes are like super long, and I couldn't imagine going into the hospital for a weekend class or doing this every single week. It is so nice to do it online, let me tell you. I have to say that is a blessing for being pregnant in a pandemic. That has been totally awesome to take virtual childbirth classes. Next, for medical bills, this has increased to $1,668. I got tested for gestational diabetes. I also got a whooping cough vaccine. And then also I mentioned in my last pregnancy update video that I am Rh negative, which is no big deal. I just have to get a ROGAM shot just to make sure that if my baby's Rh positive, there is no conflicting seriousness issues with that at all. And because I have a high deductible health plan, only a portion of those bills were covered and the rest came out of my health savings account, which I've already paid. Clothes didn't change. It's still at $85 and I don't anticipate spending any more money on maternity clothes. Physical therapy has now increased to $810 and I am going to continue with my physical therapy appointments basically up until birth, and then after some rest and recovery I will go back and do some postpartum visits. It's really helped me, especially with my hip and groin pain. It's helped me figure out how to get in and out of chairs safely and not in pain, and give me some exercises to help me kind of reduce that discomfort. Okay, new category here is I officially hired a doula, and I've paid her 50% payment of $475, and I'm very excited about this choice. It was kind of a last minute thing. Again, I don't know why. It was like I had one doula in mind and then I got switched over to another doula, which has been incredible. I had an OB in mind and then I got switched over to the midwives, which has been incredible. So I feel like everything's working out as it's supposed to be. But my doula and I have visited twice together. We are going to have a third appointment talking about comfort measures, and she's just going to be such a huge help for me during the labor and delivery process. My hospital is not currently allowing private doulas in just yet. But the main reason why we decided to go ahead and hire the doula is because she can come over and be with us at home while I'm laboring at home for as long as I can. And I know she's really going to be just a very big help in that portion of my birth experience. So altogether, I have spent $3,451 in my pregnancy. So obviously the big expenses here are my medical bills, physical therapy, and then hiring a doula. These are going to look very different if you have different health insurance and if you don't end up using physical therapy or doula, which I highly recommend that you do because my experience in both of those things so far has been incredible. With just around 4 weeks left, maybe more, I'm doing a lot of nesting, a lot of cleaning, a lot of organizing, and I love it. And Kyle hates it, and I still love it so much. And it's going to continue. And I am desperately trying to wrap up projects and get more videos recorded on the channel so I have them all scheduled so I don't have to worry about them when baby arrives. And it's like this fine teeter-totter between doing all of the things and wanting to organize and nest and get work all put together, and then also resting, realizing that I just need to kick up my feet and put on some barefoot Contessa and just kind of zone out for a while. It's really that fine line between like, do I work? Do I rest? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But it's all going to work out, and I'm feeling extremely confident and more prepared as I get closer to finding out what the heck this baby is. By the way, we got to show the bump. So let's go ahead and show that bump shot right here. I cannot believe just how crazy this body has changed. I can really appreciate a pregnant body. I actually feel very comfortable in a pregnant body because pregnant bodies are like, they're curvy. I've always been a very petite, slender person. And so now that I'm pregnant and like getting all these different curves and stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, dang, hi, I like this look. This is nice, very nice. So we'll see how I feel about my postpartum body. I hope it is also with much appreciation and love. But I can tell you, I can appreciate a pregnant body, even with the aches and pains and all the discomfort that goes along with it. Okay, guys, that's it. Third trimester, we are rounding out the end of this. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and do so, and I'll catch you in the next one.